She shows me her sister's room. You know how you can upload your own photos into the game?
I haven't done that yet.
You can upload your own photos as like wall art. We're like in a room. I was like, who's that girl on the wall? She uploaded her own nude to the game.
Hold up. Her sister did or her friend?
Her sister.
Okay.
All right, what's up, guys? DwkVideos. If you're new to my channel, I make military content, put it on the internet for you to enjoy. With me, I have Nicky MGTV. We have done videos in the past. We've been boys for years. There's a part 1 to this video. It's on his channel, depending on when he edits it. I should upload part 2 before part 1, just to like show I'm retarded. But today we're going to be asking him a bunch of questions, give you guys a little insight on a first class in the Navy, IDC. He's going to have some good stuff. I did post a poll on Instagram. Hopefully you guys aren't just all shit posting it. But let's see. Eleanor, which is better, FMF or IDC? So, I don't think she understands.
It's okay. What if I was both? Oh. Whoa! That's
So,
okay.
Eleanor, you can do both. FMF's just a qual. I think people like mistake FMF for just being greenside when FMF doesn't mean like.
So there's a lot of confusion about it, and even though I've made like probably 5 videos divulging this information, it still does not get out there. So I will break this down. You go to A school. From there, you can go to your first command, or you can go to the C school called Field Medical Training Battalion, which now inhibits you to be able to go serve with Marines. You are not, by definition, a FMF corpsman just by going to Field Medical Training Battalion. I don't care who says they are. There are people that will claim that. But once you get orders to a unit, that be with the wing, the logistics, the whatever, you are now a FMF corpsman. But some people say not until you qualify and get the warfare device. So once you have the warfare device and you've been stationed there, you're an FMF corpsman. But to be an IDC, you have to then go to a year-long school, 13 months, over in San Diego. And that's totally different. And as an IDC, like I am, you can be with Marine units, which makes you an FMF corpsman. So I hope that explains it.
Do you have any regrets with picking your job or branch? Do you regret enlisting? From Matt.
I would have probably, like, knowing what I know now, I would have told myself to like try and do one of these medical commissioning programs or something. I like the fact that I work with doctors that literally are the same age as me, zero debt, make easily 3 times the amount that I do. That's the way I look at it. I'm like, dude, there's a lot better ways to skin the cat. But overall, it's fine. Like I wouldn't be where I'm at if I didn't do that. Branch, I think the only thing I would have changed maybe gone to Air Force, you know, just because I think I could have done something different. But I don't know. The Navy's cool too, so I don't really mind. I guess this is like a very hypothetical. If I could have, I would have done that. But like I would never like join the Marines or Army. Still, 100% would have never done it.
No one would have joined them. People are lying if they're saying Marines and Armies were their first choice.
Bro, like, hold up. Let me ask you this now. You've worked with Marines for over 3 years. Yeah. I'm going on, or I am over 2 years. So, like, looking at what they do, what they go through, and that's the better part of it. That's the wing side of it. I still am like, I don't know how you guys do this. I would never want to be part of this. Not because I'm hating on them. It's just like, that's the lifestyle I would have want. I don't vibe the same way they do. We
definitely have it better. Those Lance Coolies are not enjoying it as much as our HNs, you know. By far.
I was gonna say I totally get now why people want to get out of the Marine Corps. That's not me bashing it. I'm just saying, like, it is very much a quality of life or a lifestyle that you have to love and embrace and really want, because to do that, even guys that I see that are like gunnery sergeants, staff sergeants, you know, I'm like, how are you doing it? Like 10 years later, you got wife, kids, and it feels like you're still having to do all the same stuff you did as Lance Corporal. That was kind of the BS that you deal with. But I don't know. That's just my opinion from an outsider looking in.
Yeah, it doesn't. The stupid stuff you have to put up with at lower ranks and majority branches, they're like senior NCOs are still putting up with.
Yeah.
Hardest thing to get used to when you first joined, by Swimmer Garcia.
You want to answer this first, or you want me to go for it?
You can, man.
All right. Hardest thing to adjust is, I guess, having like everything checked on you, if that makes sense, of like you have to prove yourself all over again. And it's like, and it's much slower. Like in high school, it's like you're a freshman, you're like this little minion, right? But then like before you know it, you're top dog senior, right? And it's, you don't ever get checked on a regular basis, your position within wherever you're working at. But in the military, it's like it's a slow progress, and it's day in, day out, and kind of being told you're not shit until you prove that you are shit. And even then, like, bro, you've been in what, 8 years now?
5.
5? I don't freaking know now.
5.5
years.
5.5.
God, you're a boot. Okay, so anyway, bro,
I hit 6 in August, man. I'm salt dog.
All right. I hit 12 in November.
Nice.
Yeah, dude, I'm ancient. I forget. Like that's what I'm talking about. It goes by, but yeah, like it's still funny. Like even on our channels, like you could be going on 6 years. I could be going on 12 years, and people are still like, "Oh, you're not shit." Like it's constant. Like that's what I'm gonna say.
You're always not shit. Like you can't. There's someone always above you.
Yeah, if you walk around with that mentality, it's gonna be hard. But it's hard because you're always being pushed up against you're not good enough, or you need to be doing better. So I would say that is something that you have to adjust to and not take it too personally, A, and also B, not be too stressed out about that.
What would you guys consider the best platform duty stations for a corpsman?
So here, I explain this to people, and if you disagree, let me know. But my thing is, I get why people hype up the Greenside Corpsman thing. I get it. It is a check in the box. I've done it. Cool. I've appreciated my time here. I think that is the one check in the box. But I also think that for a lot of people, the check in the box is going on a ship too. So it's like you've kind of dual-hatted that a little bit with being a ship rider, being on a MEU with the Marines though. So you've gotten a taste of it, but you haven't really been ship's company. So it can be a little bit different. But I was going to say, like, best platform, if you can, from everything I hear, Expeditionary sounds fun. And I'm not talking about CBs. I'm talking about like Coastal Riverine and special boat teams and being with a SEAL team if you can do that, or, something in that realm. So that's what sounds fun to me, maybe because it's just one thing I haven't done yet. But what do you think?
I would say if you're going for advancement, I would take the hardship duties. So, like those 1 year billets no one wants, and then go like RDC, recruiter. If you want advancement, those are probably the best billets to make you stand out. For like fun billets, man, like go to something that's going to deploy so you can see multiple countries, and or, go with go with like a Riverine unit, go with like a Seabees unit, go with something unique, because every corpsman's going to have the generic story of like, oh, when I was with the Marines. Very few corpsmen have, Seabees pins. Very few corpsmen got to go Riverine. So if you want like adventure, those are avenues you could take. If you want advancement, I would consider hardship duty.
I was gonna say that what this kind of comes down to is personal versus professional preference. So like if you wanted to travel all over Europe, sure, choose Rota, Spain, choose Naples, Italy, like if that's your bread and butter. If you want like work experience, I mean, choose the things that are going to deploy. That's what you're going to need. So
what's one of your funniest sea stories?
This is where I'm like filter through my mental Rolodex of like appropriate, inappropriate. Funniest sea stories. Oh, I'll tell this one because this is pretty good. And it sounds like yours is a little bit in tune, and I'm not going to use people's names during this. It was funny because in 2012, when we went to Philippines, it was like, all right, curfew, everyone has to be back in their hotels by 12, right? Mm-hmm. And so my SEL at the time, senior enlisted leader for us, was like, he was staying at a hotel, like the nicer hotel, a little bit up the ways, because this is back in 2012 when internet was harder to get on. And if you had a connection back home, someone could book a hotel for you faster. Like you could call and have somebody online do it there. That way you're not doing it on the ship's Wi-Fi or the internet connection. There's no Wi-Fi. That was a dumb thing to say, but you knew what I meant, the internet. So anyway, he had gotten a room, and so he's like, "Oh, come back to our room." I was like, "You sure?" Like, and he's like, "Yeah, we got this." Well, anyway, it was like we were supposed to freaking be in our rooms, and we were partying, drinking. It was Chiefs there, and it was everybody. You know, it was deployment, so there was no issues with ranks or whatever at that point. Well, anyway, he's like, "We're gonna go out to the strip club or whatever," and we're in the Philippines where a strip club is not exactly like an American one. And I remember we went out and we were at this club, and he's like, we're good. Like, come on, Mac, like we'll be fine to go out. And so I was like, if anyone gets in trouble, he's there with me. And that's my leadership. He brought me out. So anyway, we get to this club. It's dead out in town. But then we walk in, I see the supply officer. I see all these other people that were out at this club. And I was like, oh, okay, so now I know what's going on, you know, when we're not supposed to be doing this. So anyway, we go out, and this is a Filipino strip club where it's not like they get naked at all. It really isn't. It's the first time I was ever exposed to this. But I remember seeing, because they're all clothed, they're wearing lingerie and stuff, but they don't actually take anything off because they're buy me drink bars where they just wear lingerie.
They're not even going to know what that means.
Yeah, so buy me drink bars means their drinks are more expensive than your drinks. Your drinks are like $1 or something, right? Their drinks are like $20. And so I learned all about this code of like, oh, they would tie a napkin around the top of the bottle and say, oh, I'm done with my drink. Okay, bring another one so they can keep charging you for that. Well, anyway, I saw that this one girl, she was like all over this Filipino guy, and eventually she passes out. Like, she's so drunk because he's bought her so many drinks, and she's a little petite little Filipino chick. Well, anyway, this lady, the mama son, like comes over and takes off her shoes. She's like, no. I can work, because taking off your shoes means you're done, right? So the tie around the top means buy me another drink. Shoes off means you're done working for the night. You know, all these different codes. So anyway, she ends up passing out, like literally she's dancing on him, passes out on him like this, like passed out, and she's just plopped straight up on this guy. And I was like, whoa, okay. But so that was funny. And I actually didn't buy any, because dude, I was trying to save money. I really didn't buy any because I was like, dude, this is not the place. I actually ended up saving like over 15 grand or something like that from that deployment. But anyway, so I was like, I'm not buying shit because I already knew what was going to happen. But anyway, that supply officer I talked about when I first walked in, it's so funny because I not only saw him when we pulled up to pier with wife and kids, also saw him again in Rota, where we did the gentleman's nod of, I remember you, you know, like, but we didn't say, hey, what's up? Because our one memory was the Mercy and seeing each other at this club and seeing at the pier, and then now seeing him in Rota with that same family again. So yeah, that was a good story to see how full circle that came about.
All right, guys, we're going to wrap up the video. If you haven't seen part 1 already, it's on his channel. Link in the description down below, obviously. So go team, ask us more questions. We'll probably do a video in the future since we sent each other off 1,000 times. We've been talking about doing a video since he left Cali, and the time zones are very unforgiving. So
Yeah.
we had to set alarms this time. We set alarms to like get on.
You realize that I set my alarm for 7:50 to wake up to do this, right? Like I was sleeping before this.